Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry I've been so MIA. Literally, life just totally got in the way, and I will update later. But I recently restocked about 24, I think, sold out stickers on my Etsy shop. So that also means I get to restock my own personal supply. Today I'll be planning with some of those stickers, some washi tape, my favorite mild liner colors, and my Micron 03 pen. Alright, so if you're new to my channel, I'm planning in the vertical Moseri A5 planner, and I've been using it for 2023 and absolutely loving the monthly, weekly, and kind of like habit tracker spreadsheets. So I thought I would do a plan with me just to get back into the groove of planning with you guys. So this posted on the left side here is just kind of my notes for keeping track of the inventory of sold out sticker items in my shop. So I decided to save it in this planner because I thought it turned out pretty cute, and I like adding like layers onto the pages, so I figured I would just post that into this habit page. I kind of paused on my book journal mainly because I sort of went into a book slump sometime around, when did I stop? Let me see. Yeah, sometime around April through May. And it wasn't until June this month when I went on the crazy hunt for the Fourth Wing book. If you guys are into book talk or into reading, you guys will know how hard it is to attain a copy of this book in a physical copy. So I went on this like mad race all around town looking for this book, which I did eventually find in a Costco. So that kind of sprung my reading, I guess my love for reading back. It took me out of the book slump, basically. I really believe like you just need one good book to pull yourself out of a book slump if you are in one. And if you are in one, I highly recommend Fourth Wing. It was like fantasy, not super high fantasy, but it's in the fantasy genre. And it's about this like kind of military-ish school. And how you're sort of divided into different groups when you get older in terms of what you want to become. So there's like scribes, which are people who like document history and write, and there are healers who obviously heal, and then I think there was a third group that I can't remember. And the fourth group, which the book focuses on, are the dragon riders. And for me, I'm not really into dragons, or usually when I find out something is about dragons, I'm a little bit swayed away from the book. But I think because this book got so much hype, I sort of went into it without even really knowing what I was going to be reading. Granted, the spine or the edges of my book are painted with dragons, so I kind of had a hint. But still, really, I gave it 5 stars. And yeah, like I said, that's the book that got me out of my reading slump. Let's see. So here I am planning with some mild liners, stencils, stickers, highlighting sort of the week itself in this outer box. I use the bullet tip of my mild liner, and then I use the chiseled tip end to do the header. So as you'll see, I'll use the planner stencils and sort of use the same kind of pattern by outlining and then using the broader bullet tip, the chiseled end to do a header. So as you can see, I kind of like planned a little bit out previously. I like to put into my planner ahead of time events or appointments, or say activities like for our son. So those were already pre-planned into this week just because I put them in when I scheduled them, just so I don't forget. But the rest of it is all being done in this video. So let's see. Let me take a look and see what else I was reading this month, as this is just kind of a plan with me, a chatty plan with me today. Oh yes, I also read, let's see, Divine Rivals, which I kind of went into a mini slump after Fourth Wing because I was like so into the book and I needed something on a similar level. So of course I went to Book Talk, and there were on TikTok, and there were a ton of people kind of giving recommendations for books to read after Fourth Wing if you were kind of like, oh my gosh, what do I read? And one of the books that came up was called Divine Rivals. And if you look at the synopsis for the book, I actually don't recommend looking it up. It definitely did not intrigue me whatsoever. I was like, this sounds a little boring. But then I kept seeing like person after person raving about the Divine Rivals. Some people even saying they thought it was better than the Fourth Wing. And so I went ahead and purchased it and read it within a couple of days. And you know what? I think it took a little while to get into Divine Rivals versus Fourth Wing. I was into it right away. But I feel like it unraveled so nicely. And if I were to rate them, I would say Divine Rivals for me rated just a little bit higher than the Fourth Wing. So if you're looking for a book to read after Fourth Wing, or you don't know what Fourth Wing is, definitely you can download it on Kindle, or you can go around town looking for it like I did. Or you can look into Divine Rivals, which I found out is just recently put on Kindle Unlimited. So you can read that for free if you're a member with that. Currently, I am also reading Flicker in the Dark, which is a psychological thriller, and I'm doing that on my Kindle. And in physical book copy, I am reading a book called The Witch Collector. If anyone has read that series, the Witch Collector series, would love to know what you thought about it. I had seen a few recommendations on that series a while back, and I just jotted it down, and one day randomly decided to purchase. So that's the book that I'm reading. I can't say that I'm like totally into it yet, but I'm still maybe only 20% in. So for me, I found that reading like fantasy novels is a little bit easier to do in a physical book copy versus a digital copy. And for me, psychological thrillers are just like so easy to read on digital, just because like I read them so fast, and if you skim past certain parts, it's like not a big deal, because usually the story unravels. You don't need so much of the detail like you do with a fantasy novel. So so that's kind of like my reading breakup. All right, so back to planning here. Just adding in more highlights, more words, more stickers and outlines. And I mean, I haven't been planning or filming just because life has been so crazy, but I have been planning on my own every single day. And I find that I set aside a time in the morning to just kind of jot down the day and plan what I'm going to do or things that are going on. And it helps me stay really organized, and it also helps kind of clear my mind. Otherwise, everything just kind of hovers in my mind and I'm like thinking about it versus just putting it all down on paper. Recently, some inspiration on my end. I have been on Instagram, and for some reason the algorithm is showing me a lot of sketchbooks, other artists kind of sketching with pen in their sketchbooks, no pencil. And so for me, I've always kind of done pencil and then added color or outlined after. But I'm really inspired by these artists who are just going in with no eraser, just straight pen onto the paper, and whatever it is stays. And I was following this other artist, and basically she was saying how if she makes a mistake, she just puts a Post-it on top and draws over, which actually is kind of nice to have like a layered effect on your sketchbook. So I recently ordered just this morning a square-shaped sketchbook, and I think it lies flat. We'll see. So it should be arriving tomorrow. So hopefully I can kind of get into this sketchbook thing with pen. Sometimes I get really inspired and I'll like pick up all the stuff, but won't actually follow through. So I really hope that I do, but I've been trying to screenshot like pages for inspiration just so I don't lose that the sketchbook drive. Happy summer. I guess it's officially summer now, which is crazy. I can't believe we are almost into July. Yeah, I guess like 4th of July is just around the corner. We'll have to figure out where to watch fireworks this year. Last year we went to this one spot, and I remember there were tons and tons of people all set up on the ground. but there were these giant bugs, and I'm not even exaggerating, but the bugs were like 1.5 to 2 inches large, just kind of flying around low towards the grass where everyone was sitting. And I remember being so freaked out, but then no one else around me seemed like at all bothered by these giant like flying things. So we eventually ended up moving to the middle of like a random field where I guess the view was not as good, but less bugs, less stress, overall a better experience for me, as I have such a phobia of bugs. Oh, by the way, if anyone has any fruit fly tips, I would love to hear. Basically, we have been purchasing a lot of fruit, and I think one batch of fruit that we recently brought in had fruit flies on it, which I didn't realize. Maybe I need to like spray everything down with vinegar when I get it home right away. But I went to work, I saw a few fruit flies, and I was like, okay, you know, we'll just like take care of these. But then when I got home, they had multiplied like crazy. Like I'm talking tons and tons of little fruit flies everywhere. And oh my gosh, I was so freaked out. So if anyone has any remedies for this, I tried the vinegar and Dawn dish soap do-it-yourself thing that I saw online. They were not at all interested in that. We threw out all of our fruit, or like moved whatever we could to the fridge, tried to like eliminate, you know, whatever was attracting them. I saw that some of them had gone to our trash, so we actually ended up throwing away our trash can because I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy a new one anyway. Let's just get rid of it. I'm not going to even bother with them. Let's put them outside. So yeah, I've never ever in my whole life ever dealt with fruit flies. I also got fruit fly paper, which I don't think actually like attracts them to it, but they stick to it. It's kind of like a sticky tape. So I put that in kind of where the fruits were, and basically a few hours later, the tape was just like covered with fruit flies. I am like so disgusted. So with my bug phobia and all this happening at once in our home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what can we do? So yeah, if anyone has had this happen before or experienced fruit flies or have some remedies, I would love to hear any solutions. All right, back to planning. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked here. So this is for my personal stash of stickers. Since I restocked all these, I think it was like 22 to 24 different stickers. I always like restock my own personal stash, and so this is me with like my new stickers and trying to figure out who to add to this week's plan with me. I think I'm starting to get inspired to start drawing again, so maybe we can look forward to some new sticker designs, hopefully this summer. Maybe even some new stencils. I don't know. I've been contemplating making a new stencil set. It does take a little bit of time, so I've just been so busy, but yeah, I think I'm going to make time to do that. If there were any patterns or sticker designs or ideas that you guys wanted, let me know. Definitely open to suggestions, as I don't have anything currently planned in my head. Sorry if you guys hear some background noise. I'm doing laundry at the same time. I'm trying to multitask today. Our son has a 2:30 pickup, so I have some time to do this plan with me, get some orders done, and run some errands this morning before I go get him. So hopefully we have a very productive day. All right, so just peeling back some of the stickers here. Awesome. It's kind of cool. Like, I notice over time my drawing style keeps changing. Like, if you look at the little latte, it's very realistic. I think in terms of the style, it's more realistic looking than, say, the girl on the bottom left holding the books. She's a little bit more cartoony. Actually, so is the Worry Less girl. She's like the most animated looking, I guess, versus the girl on the right, a little bit more realistic. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's fun to see the style change and kind of blend them all together. All right, so in this corner, I'm doing a currently reading section. I think I separate it based on Kindle read, which is a flicker in the dark, versus my physical hard copy, which is the Witch Collector. All right, well, I guess I am all out of words at this point in time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for subscribing and watching and commenting. Love to hear feedback and see what you guys like. Do you guys prefer like music in the background with no talking and just planning? Can do videos like that too. Or if you guys like these chatty ones, definitely let me know. I'm happy to chat with you guys as well. All right, I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful summer and see you guys hopefully very, very soon. Bye.